Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, and we're going to be going in now to the grand final of QuakeLive, and it's going to be Cooler from WoW Sports up against Rapha from SK Gaming. And Jay, we've seen both of these players, of course, win their semi-finals. Rapha there just edging out Cypher. Of course, Cooler beat Avec a little bit earlier on, and now we're down to the final two.
Yeah, the final two, and I'm very, very excited to be here. Even the alien who came out on stage was a little bit excited. I think he's gone backstage to phone home. Tell him how excited he was.
Oh my God.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
All right then, so, but we are getting ready, as Joe mentioned, to go into the grand finals. We've got Russia's Cooler versus USA's or America's Rapha. It's Mouse Sports versus SK. They're the two biggest names as far as German organizations go.
Yeah.
So it's really, really a tense one.
So let's talk a little bit about the maps that we're going to see here. First map is going to be Tony 7, which is chosen by Rapha, and then Tony 9, which is Cooler's map choice. And of course, we saw him playing this to such a high level already throughout this tournament and also the tournaments before. And then we have DM13, and then DM6, and then finally ZTN.
Yeah, of course. And talking about the maps, it's really interesting that we've got the T7 Rapha and then the T9 Cooler to start us off, because that's really going to be the true test. Rapha so far has locked. What's been great about these two players? They really are masters in a way, because Cooler, he locked out Avic's style of play. He shut down the aggressiveness. Rapha shut down Cypher's style of play. So both Avec and Cypher weren't actually able to play their games, which doesn't mean that if they were able to play them, they would win. But obviously, you know, these two players are masters of kind of countering the opponent's playstyle. And it's going to be really interesting to see them meet again, having a little bit of knowledge of each other, because they're constantly going to be evolving and adapting to how each other play throughout the whole game.
Yeah, this is so hard to call how this one's going to go. Like we said, group stage, the game was obviously best of 3, and it went 2-1 right down to the wire in favor of Cooler. Now we've got a best of 5. I think we can pretty much expect a 3-2 here as well.
I'm guessing it will go down to 3-2. As you said, it is a best of 5 here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. There's actually $20,000 up for grabs in the whole tournament, but over, I think it was $170,000 for the whole tournament, for the whole season. But of course, in the finals, if you do win it, you've gone home with $10,000. So a nice little pay packet. But of course, second place will get $4,000 as well. But anyway, before the game kicks off, I do believe we actually have product manager himself, Carmack, up on stage with the players. So let's go over to Carmack and see what the players have to say before going into the grand finals.
Thank you, James. And we've got the finalists here: Shane Rapha Hendrickson from SK Gaming and the USA, and Anton Kulasingov, the Russian Mouse Sports player. Anton, this is one of the biggest finals you have played in. How many big finals have you played in already?
I don't know. I didn't calculate it.
So let me count this. ESWC, DreamHack, about 5 would be correct. 5 major finals.
I think it more closer to 10.
Shane, and how many events have you won? Have you? How many finals have you been in?
How many finals? Hold on. 5, and now this is the 6th.
All right, and how do the finals that you've been in so far compare to this one? When you look at it, and you know, you've got Cooler next to you for the first time ever.
To be honest, it's an honor to be able to play in a final with him, because the two players that I always looked up to were 0-4 and Cooler, and to be able to have the chance to beat both in my career would be amazing. So I'm excited for the opportunity, and I'm ready to play.
And 0-4, obviously a major opponent for Cooler in the past, and you're very good friends as well. Has he put any pressure on you to beat Cooler for him?
I don't think in that aspect of do it because I haven't done it. He just wants me to do my best and to win because he supports me. So it has nothing to do with a rivalry.
Cooler, 0-4 has taught him several lessons. When you play Rapha, do you see 0-4 in him?
No.
No, not at all?
Not at all.
What's the difference?
Rapha is better.
Rapha's better. Simple as that. All right, and final question. You guys have been practicing a lot with each other before the tournament.
Not true.
Not true? But you played several games together.
Yep.
Do you see it as an advantage that you know his play style, or a disadvantage that he knows your play style? What kind of influence will it have that you already know each other's play styles?
For me, it doesn't depend.
No difference at all?
Yep.
Shane?
I think it matters a little, but the main thing is which of us is going to execute our plan of attack better is who's going to win. Because we both seem to know each other inside and out, which is why almost every single game is extremely close. But we'll see. It's going to be really good. All
right, guys. Now you've got Cooler. You've got 10 seconds to talk to your fans on the stream and here. If you want to, I don't know, say hello to somebody or ask for support, there's your 10 seconds.
I want to say thanks to all Russians, and I want to say big thanks to my family, personally to my brother. He is supporting me much here, and it helped me a lot. Also, thanks to Cengiz and Mouse Sports for sponsoring me and for doing all that kind of stuff for me. And thanks to God.
Shane?
Just really like to thank my friends and family who have supported me. It really means a lot. And I mean, any fans out there, it doesn't matter. The more fans we have in this, in Quake, the better. And I really appreciate it. And I just want to say thanks and hope you'll be watching.
All right, there you go. From these two great champions, these guys will be playing the final shortly. It's going to surely be an epic battle. So after a very quick break, we will be back with the show.
Well, let's have a look at the two players. You've just heard from them there with Carmack. Well, let's get them up on stage before this game. And of course, it will be Cooler versus Rapha in the grand final here. The first place player will win $10,000, $4,000 for the second place. And well, this is probably going to be one of those amazing games.
Yeah, and this is the first player up. We've seen him before. We had an interview. Here's, of course, Rapha from SK Gaming. Shane Hendrickson, coming from the United States, only age 20, so the younger player here in the grand finals, and he'll be going up against someone with arguably, a lot more experience, and certainly he's been in more grand finals, and this is the man from Russia. It's going to be Cooler, Anton Singov, age 23, so only 3 years of difference, but a whole host of experience in the QuakeLive scene. He comes from Russia, plays for the team of Mouse Sports, and I think he's very determined to beat his American opponent to claim victory and the championship here. But Rapha will put up a huge fight, and you still can't call a favorite here between these two. As they walk away, you can actually see a pat on the back on one of the, I think that was Rapha there patting Cooler.
We are going to get this underway. It's the grand final here of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships for QuakeLive, and it's Rapha versus Cooler.
Yeah, we are live, and you can see the clock already counting down in the top right. First 10 seconds have gone, and so far, Cooler had the better spawn. He got the mega health, so he's got 200 health, and he's also picked up 2 yellow armors. He lacks some weapons, though. He doesn't have a lightning gun, and Rapha will try and use that to his advantage. Cooler looking to try and lock Rapha out, and this is a really good play from Cooler, because now he can utilize his heavy stack of health and armor to kind of get in on the red. He's got a decision here. Will he go straight to Mega, or will he take an LG? He looks like he's now going to have to go to Mega, and he is fighting Rapha away. So Cooler's had a really good start. He's not been touched. He still hasn't got the Mega, so Rapha is trying to pressure him. I wonder if he's going to be able to do anything good in this moment. And Rapha comes through, and what a move from Rapha. He didn't want to leave, and he just stole Mega. And he is going to get in on that red armor room. Cooler rails him from behind. Great counterplay from Cooler. But Rapha has come out way on top of that. He's got 100 armor, 100 health, as you can see, and Cooler was only had the 5 armor and he picked up a yellow. So despite Cooler getting the better start, Rapha is in control possibly of the map. We'll have to see if it goes his way, the first frag.
Currently 100, 130. You can see that he's got around about 100 extras. Actually, a good rocket there from Cooler. Down onto that red armor, which he will collect. And all of a sudden, he brings himself back in. Obviously, a third place playoff going on right now as well, but we'll bring you updates on that later, because right now, this grand final, all the more important, as both of these players look to take a lead on this map. This is, of course, 27 is Rapha's map choice. Just spotted Cooler there, running in towards that mega health room, which is not for a good 15 seconds or so.
Yeah,
and that's a free collection from Rapha.
That's a really big deal that he got the red armor, because he's really stacked to pick up the mega. And what? Oh wow! Great railgun shot from Rapha. That's going to be the signal to move in, and Cooler knows it. He's trying to play defensive. He might rocket jump up, but no chance. And it looks like Rapha will secure the first frag. It was very sloppy though from actually both players with the rockets. A little bit underperformance on the accuracies that they normally will have in game, so hopefully they will level out a little bit later, but certainly Rapha's going to be happy that Cooler ended up actually killing himself off Rapha with a rocket, because rockets will, when they hit, they have an explosion. If a rocket hits directly, it will do 100 damage. So, red armor to spawn in 2 seconds, Rapha to collect. Cooler doesn't have much armor and he's waiting at the mega room, and now he's going to be bullied away from mega potentially. He's going to go for it. He makes the jump and gets it. And Rapha, I'm not sure what his plan was there. He could have gone in and taken that mega away, so he's kind of given Cooler a bit of a chance. I'm not sure if Cooler's going to attack red armor. It would be a really good attack if he does, but he doesn't have time on it. So he's actually camping outside the red armor room to take the yellow, and he hasn't done any damage. So very slow game so far between the two. They're arguing trying to feel each other out here at the grand finals. They will meet now, and Rocket goes on to Cooler, but it wasn't too devastating.
Yeah, that first rocket not doing all that much damage, and you can see that Rapha is going to be the next man to pick up here on that mega health. And actually, he's going to race in for this red armor. He decided not to drop for the yellow, and that's a great flick rocket from Cooler. Then the direct one, but you can see there was so much health and armor for Rapha that even after all that, he's still looking very healthy.
Yeah. Cooler left the fight there, and he thought he was winning when he left the fight, but he actually took an exit rocket, which put him to 100 health and armor, which is exactly where Rapha is as well. So they are exactly matched. I do believe actually Rapha picked up another 50 by now, so he will have slightly more. But now Cooler has the red. He's too late to get the mega, so we know now that Rapha definitely has 100 points in health and armor advantage over his opponent. Nice rockets there though from Cooler. That's going to really equalize things up. And instead of going for items, he's looking for position. Rapha makes a small mistake. Cooler hits a railgun, and that's going to give him definitely the in he needs to get off that -1. Now we see Cooler, when he takes this red armor, he is going to try and bully Rapha away from the mega room. He doesn't know the spawn time for mega exactly, but all he needs to know is he needs to be here and he needs to get it. And he's trying to make sure that Rapha doesn't come in and steal it. Here he goes. Mega's up on his spawn point. Rockets to defend it. And it looks like he will make the jump over soon. He's got position, and he will take it. And he's taking it very well because he didn't take any damage, but he's actually late to red. So I'm not sure if he could have got there, but he didn't do enough damage on Rapha, so he didn't feel like kind of going in. I think he wanted to make sure he had all the items under control. But Cooler is 200-200 basically, which is the as high as you can get on health and armor.
And here comes Cooler looking to bring this back to a 0-0. Wasn't able to find the front there, but that rocket surely was strong. Rapha still holding quite tight around that area, was looking for the railgun just to shave some of that health and armor away from Cooler and try and bring this game back a little bit level. We've already gone past, of course, that half-time point. We've already seen this situation from these two players, which resulted in Cooler's first death.
Cooler's done a lot of damage to Rapha. He's going to have to be very careful at red armor. If Cooler comes into red, which he should, he really could do some damage here. He has to just pick up some rockets. Here comes the push. Rapha to defend. Cooler's rockets versus Rapha's LG. He now switches to rocket, and Rapha gets away, and Cooler took so much damage. He's going to be really disappointed with that situation because he definitely had an advantage. but it was a mistake. You know, it took too long to get the rockets, and he was very unfortunate he didn't have the ammo. And that's very important in QuakeLive. You always need to make sure not only have you got the health and armor, that you've got the ammo for your weapons to fight with. A lot of map management needs to be done. Look at this. I think it's going to be the first frag. Rapha picks it up very easily. Cooler there on the bottom right of your screen will smile. And it wasn't a smile of joy, it was more of a, I think he feels very unlucky, but Rapha's done so well here to get a 2-point lead.
Here's Rapha as well, just holding his ground around this mega health area. And you saw that Cooler actually fired off that rocket.
Yeah.
Ended up going down. Now, obviously still at -1.
Yeah, Mega and RA up at the same time, so Cooler took the Mega, which is important because once Cooler gets the yellow armor, he's pretty close to Rapha. So with only 3 minutes to go, he's only got a limited amount of time to put in a good attack. I believe that it might be this red armor that Cooler might attack for. So Rapha needs to be on his toes. He needs to expect Cooler to make a move, and this is why he's taking his time. And Cooler is down there. He's actually on the red right now, and he's taking it. But Rapha nullifies 100 of that armor with an 80 damage railgun slug. So still well played from Rapha, but I think Cooler feels like he can bring a frag back and maybe even take the game.
From underneath with the LG. Cooler, of course, just picking up that mega health and will go for the shots as well. It leaves Rapha now in a position where he's running away, not looking so healthy. This red armor is about to spawn, and he won't go anywhere near that. He knows that if he challenges, he probably will end up dying. Well, currently he has a 3-point lead. He doesn't need to throw any of those points away for that.
Yeah, he could have gone in, but he decided not to. I think it was a good move considering he has got a free frag buffer. So Rapha will want to use the clock now in his advantage as much as possible. It's really up to Cooler to make something happen. Cooler just took the Mega. He's now going to double up his armor as well with a red armor. So let's switch over to Cooler. As you can see, he's 200-200, and he just has to find Rapha. But Rapha is like a master of positioning. He's never out of position. You never find him in a corner where he can't make something happen. He's always going to position himself with options. So Cooler will have to use guns like the railgun to do some initial damage, which he just did. And look, he's looking for Rapha in awkward, in positions where, you know, most people hide. So he's trying to figure out what Rapha's going to be doing, but he needs to get a frag now, Cooler. He has to get a frag.
Right now, Cooler picking up that mega health. That will be, again, 200-200, and he'll go on the chase. He knows he's got lots to make up as he comes flying in. Great first rocket from Rapha. And Cooler now hitting kind of a slow position. He's going to force his way in. He knows it's make or break, and Rapha just moving backwards, firing up those defensive rockets. Has done a great job of holding Cooler off. We've got 1 minute to go. Here comes Cooler once again. Picks up that red armor, but Rapha has done a lot of damage to him. And every kind of move that Cooler makes he is losing health, but that time he will connect with the rocket. Mega health will come up as well. It's a 2-point lead for Rapha with 1 minute to go.
He needs to find a kill, in my opinion, before the red armor's up, and this is a great movement. Go through the yellow armor room into the red room. Where's the opponent? Is he here? Well, you've got the red, but still, he's got 45 seconds to get 2 frags. I'm not sure how possible this is, but he finds Rapha and he hits another crucial railgun shot, and he will now chase. Rapha doesn't get through the teleporter, and Cooler brings us to a 1-point game with 30 seconds remaining, and he's got mega time, he's got red armor time, but what he needs is not the items, he needs to find Rapha.
Well, there is the red armor. 20 seconds on the clock, and Cooler going to have to chase this one down as fast as possible as he gets himself back up to 200-200. Where is Rapha? He's just seen him there at the end of that corridor. He doesn't know where he's gone. There is Rapha. Here is Cooler. He's going to catch up with him. Surely he's dropped down here. Back first rocket from Cooler, and the one hits Cooler from Rapha, and it will end 2-1. There's a sigh of relief there from Rapha as he manages to escape at the end to take the first map.
Yeah, such a tactical map as well, played by both of these players. Normal map scores are a lot higher than a 2-1, but even though the scoring was low, still very exciting and you know, very impressive from both players. And of course, you've got to think in those final moments when Rapha was caught, had the LG, which has a pushback effect when you hit it, so it can push your opponent's movement in the direction, obviously, you know, backwards from when you hit it. Had it pushed him enough, it would have pushed him on the jump pad, and then from the jump pad he would have just been sent straight back into the air, and Cooler would have picked up a kill. So if Cooler hit like 1 or 2 more LG beams, he would have probably won the game. So that's how close that game was. You know, he wouldn't have won it. Okay, he would have brought it to a tied game, but every time the map is tied with at the final score on the buzzer, you get a 2-minute overtime. And from that 2-minute overtime, Cooler would have definitely had the health and armor advantage that he needed to make another frag, because Rapha, to win that map, he gave up all timing on the items. He had no idea when Mega or Red Armor was spawning. All he knew was, if I hear my opponent, I best have an exit route and I best execute it properly, because one bad movement, you will potentially lose that game. So Rapha, under pressure from SK Gaming, comes from America, just really played that one out well. He played very, very cool. And we are going to move into the next map, which is going to be T9. It does look like the players are ready as we go into the second map. This is Cooler's map choice, so if Cooler wins this, we're tied up at 1-1. But we'll be joining him here on T9, Rapha versus Cooler, and we're following Cooler from the beginning. He gets the Mega, you see, that's an important start for him. He gets the yellow armor, but the item he doesn't have, one of the two big weapons are Rocket and LG. LG is the lightning gun, which he just picks up now. So I think Cooler's had, once again, the better start, but we saw it last time where Rapha actually brought back the first frag.
Well, Cooler will be hoping that that doesn't happen to him here as he dodges through that teleporter with the LG. Now he's taken some rocket damage, but he is in a trouble because he doesn't have rockets to fire down, but he will finish off the first frag with the LG. And just to give you some information, in the group stage when they played, Cooler won this map 5-2 against Rapha, and it was close right up to the very end, actually, that one. We'll see if that comes in here as well. Almost a minute play. Cooler going at it here with that plasma gun. Switches out to LG, and surely has almost killed Rapha there. Yeah, he was down to 28 before that 50 health bubble was picked up.
Yeah, Cooler's going to get himself in on the top yellow. He's also going to have the middle and bottom yellow times. He can't get both of them, I mean all three of them, but if he gets two, he's very happy because the next item to fight for will be Mega. I think Rapha will set a trap up for Mega, but I don't know how well it will work.
Well, right now Cooler will drop down. Not taking any damage to that Mega health, which is a big thing. He now moves in towards that top yellow. You can see that Rapha is already there. Some good spam rockets by Cooler. At least one of them definitely connected in onto it. And Cooler, the great thing about T9 is, the teleport system. You can cut your opponent off so fast, and they have to be aware of that at all times.
Yeah, as the teleporters can work in and against your favor. You can ambush them, you can defend teleporters, you can use teleporters to escape from your opponent. You can eliminate someone's LG damage by just coming in and out of teleporters where LG needs like a lot of time to do damage. But anyway, we actually see Rapha make the first big play of his game. He just picked up the Mega, and that's wow. I think the rocket there was pretty strong, and if you actually switch over to Rapha, you can see that he's got a lot more health and armor from picking up the Mega. So it's up to Cooler now to kind of fight back because Rapha has outplayed him around the items. He hasn't done much damage. But what was important to Rapha's comeback was that he didn't really receive any damage while Cooler was in control. So he managed to retain all the little armor he was picking up, but eventually over time that small amount of armor pickups constantly will turn into a big armor. There comes two big rockets from Rapha onto Cooler as he went for the Mega. And Rapha is going to rocket jump up past Cooler, and he's not going to be able to commit to the fight. He kind of was slightly wrong-footed on the land of the rocket jump, so here comes a good fight there. And Cooler will go down to Rapha, and Rapha really worked well for that one. He's not actually going for the Mega as much as Cooler, but he's using rockets to kind of attack Mega, and Cooler's taking too much damage sometimes.
Yeah, and you saw there, Rapha actually decided not to pick up the health by that upper yellow, but go through the teleporter and steal the 50 health away from Cooler, which was an important play when it came down to that frag. It's now, of course, 1-1, 6 minutes 50 remaining. Here comes Rapha again, and he's happy just to chip away slowly at these, this health and armor that Cooler's actually managed to build himself up, but he knows that sooner or later, if he keeps up collecting these yellow armors, then he's going to be in good form. There is another yellow for Rapha. 120, 120 or so, and he's going to catch Cooler with the pummel in hand, and that was an easy frag, which was almost gifted to Rapha, but again, he's positioning inside that tunnel. Cooler just didn't expect it, but again, Rapha will give up Mega.
Wow, that was a really aggressive and good play from Cooler. Off the spawn with no armor whatsoever and only one gun, he took the Mega because he had the time on it, he knew when it was spawning. And Rapha just wasn't ready because he took so much damage the fight before. So Cooler, despite being locked out of the map for, I would say, a good couple of minutes, has been able to bring it back to a 2-2 game. Now he's using the plasma gun to kind of confuse his opponent. He's firing it across the map, it travels over time, and he has an LG available. He's in a bad spot though, and I think Rapha's going to take that really easily, and Cooler looks disappointed. And Rapha, you know, his rockets at the mega area is what's really been separating these two players a lot on the frags, because you're down in the pit, where you find Cooler, and Rapha is just using his height advantage. And something he's had throughout the tournament is greater positioning over his opponents. The only person he didn't have greater positioning over was Cooler in group stage, but so far in the grand finals, Rapha seems to be slightly better. There comes another kill. Did it with just 28 points of health remaining, and Mega spawning soon, but he's late to Mega, I think. Cooler could punish this, and he does. Cooler takes the Mega.
And that's one thing that, you know, Rapha struggled with here, is getting onto that Mega.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because he's actually benefited from not going to Mega but attacking it. But you would normally consider the player that actually would take the more Megas to have the better kind of game. So I also think that Rapha doesn't have you know, a kind of decimal time for that Mega. He doesn't have, you know, he hasn't got a number for it on the clock, but Cooler's timing it to the second every time it's up, so he's using that as his advantage.
Here's the trap around that teleporter. Rapha has got in this time on the Mega, but the rockets are strong and held him back, but finally he breaks through them. We'll get in onto that 100 extra health that the Mega provides. 4.5 minutes to go. Still Rapha leading by 2 in this second map.
Those grenades from Rapha, they might not have looked at much, but they actually, one of them hit Cooler. But here comes an important fight. Cooler flicks Rapha, and Cooler with far less health and armor after the grenades of Rapha actually picked up a great rocket kill. And look at him now, he's really kind of got a lock on Rapha, a spring in his step, and he puts another frag on the board, and we are tied up at 4-4. Rapha with more health here with the LG will bully Cooler away from the Mega. And the big thing about LG versus LG fights, because players have such good aim, the best aim in the world, they are very similar with the LG aim. Normally the one with more health and armor will win, so Cooler, knowing that he had less health than his opponent, wanted to back away. Rockets, on the other hand, can really turn it into your favorite if you have a superior kind of start to the fight. The first rocket's very, very important.
Right now, Rapha has the position up there above the Mega. Cooler will just constantly spam down those grenades. Actually, Rapha's moved away to take up the position here from that grenade yellow platform. Cooler will get in, steal it, and he's now in a position to maybe take the lead. But again, these two players very, very smart, as well as obviously having fantastic aim and all the other factors that you need to become a champion. So, you know, Rapha probably will keep his distance here to Cooler until he's in a position where he feels like he could maybe take a fight.
Yeah, both of them are very able to fight each other. The question is like why and where. So what they're going to be looking for now is just to get that one up on their opponent. Like, just be that certain position where they can go aggressive. Cooler has a slight advantage on health and armor. He's done really well, and he is trying to just find Rapha now and try and push Rapha off items. And look at that, yellow armor spawn. Cooler wants to send Rapha away, but Rapha comes in with 2 brilliant rockets, and Cooler is being pushed away from the top yellow, so he's going to be very disappointed. And now he only has 1 rocket, Cooler. Rapha not only denied him the yellow armor at top, he took away the only rocket that Cooler had, and he actually had that rocket launcher out with no ammo, and that was a small mistake from Cooler. He should have known he only had the 1 rocket available, and now he's given map control back to Rapha. Good grenade though, there comes a nice rocket. Sorry, Rapha goes aggressive, but what a great pickup kill there at the end. And it all started off with a grenade, but I think Rapha was really caught off guard there. I don't think he should have lost that fight, and normally he wouldn't have. And yeah, there you go. Rapha comes in instantly off the spawn aggressive and brings us back to a tied game with 1 minute 42 on the clock.
Still everything to play for in this map. It's definitely not written in stone yet who's going to be able to pick this one up. Mega in 3 seconds. Rapha will pick himself up that yellow armor from middle, but here is Cooler down low, and that could cause him to lose a lot of that health that he's just picked up. As it happened, Rapha's LG probably only did limited amount of damage. 1 minute and 20 to go. Next one is that middle yellow that will be in play. And you can see that Rapha keeping that position as well around there so that he doesn't lose out on another 50 armor. There we go. Pick up for Rapha. And these shards as well will be probably picked up. They can make a difference between two players that are so evenly matched. Certainly can be the difference. There's the 200 armor. Mega health in 2 seconds. Rapha could really do with this to complement that armor stack that he's got. But look at the damage that he's putting out. We'll go for it now with the LG. Can Cooler survive this fight? And actually it's Rapha that pulls away in the end, trying to cut him off there by the 50. And yeah, Cooler had only 50 HP left after that.
Yeah, well, he had about 70, but he picked up the 100, so he was really hurt. But the main problem Cooler has, he has no armor. There comes the 50 armor. Going to pick up a couple of shards. Going to just go through the teleporter as Rapha comes out, so he is a bit fortunate. And he's got problems, Cooler, now. He really has. As we move into the last 20 seconds, what you will see is Cooler will play defensive. He'll try and get an overtime because he can't get a frag and he knows it, and Rapha will look for the kill. So let's switch where we are with Rapha. Cooler only has the 50 armor. He's camping those teleporters, so Rapha will go through the teleporter. He doesn't find it. Comes through here and finds Cooler. Goes to chase. And Rapha kills him with a telefrag, which is when he comes out the teleporter and spawns inside his opponent, basically, and that kills him. And, well, Cooler just wasn't fast enough getting back through the teleporter, and Rapha will take another map here. So Rapha goes 2-0 in the lead over Cooler.
Yeah, and it's quite ironic that, you know, comes down all the way to the grand final, and the only thing that can separate these two players at the end is a telefrag. I mean,
but what's so good about Rapha is that when he first went through the teleporter into the shard room with the 50 health, he didn't even check if he was in that room. He went straight back through and was like, you're going to be at LG teleporter exit. So he actually just doubled through as quickly as possible through the teleporter system and then caught him at the LG, hit a good rocket and got a telefrag. So really, really good play from Rapha. And imagine if Cooler just picked, you know, a different teleporter exit to hide at. He would have forced a 2-minute overtime, but still Rapha was the one, you know, with the advantage going into the overtime, certainly, had it ever happened. So you never know if Cooler was able to come back anyway. But considering the score was so low with a 5-5 game, chances are he would have been able to hold his own. And now we have to look at Cooler from Russia here. We really have to kind of, you know, think, what is he thinking? What does he need to change about his game? Where is he going wrong? Because he already beats Rapha in the group stages. So it's very, very, you know, it's going to be very difficult to come back 3 maps in a row. That's what he needs to do. And he just lost his best map. T9 was his best map and he lost it. So let's see if he can do it, because, well, Rapha did it a little bit earlier in the semi-finals versus Cypher, who people considered to actually be one of the favorites going into the tournament. You would normally, if you ran like a vote, you would probably pick, Cypher would have had the most votes to come first, I imagine. After Cypher, it probably would have been Rapha, and then maybe Cooler and Avek tied up as well. So it's a real tough game here.
You can see Cooler there just looking like he maybe wants a little bit of a break, I think. But
well, I don't think he's going to get a break this time.
I don't either. Me either. I think they're going to keep him sat down. And, you know, Cooler, like you said, he's got such a hard task now.
His opponent, basically, and that kills him. And, well, Cooler just wasn't fast enough getting back through the teleporter, and Rapha will take another map here. So Rapha goes 2-0 in the lead over Cooler.
Yeah, and it's quite ironic that, you know, comes down all the way to the grand final, and the only thing that can separate these two players at the end is a telefrag. I mean,
but what's so good about Rapha is that when he first went through the teleporter into the shard room with the 50 health, he didn't even check if he was in that room. He went straight back through and was like, you're going to be at LG teleporter exit. So he actually just doubled through as quickly as possible through the teleporter system and then caught him at the LG, hit a good rocket and got a telefrag. So really, really good play from Rapha. And imagine if Cooler just picked, you know, a different teleporter exit to hide at. He would have forced a 2-minute overtime, but still Rapha was the one, you know, with the advantage going into the overtime, certainly, had it ever happened. So you never know if Cooler was able to come back anyway. But considering the score was so low with a 5-5 game, chances are he would have been able to hold his own. And now we have to look at Kula from Russia here. We really have to kind of, you know, think, what is he thinking? What does he need to change about his game? Where is he going wrong? Because he already beat Rapha in the group stages. So it's very, very, you know, it's going to be very difficult to come back 3 maps in a row. That's what he needs to do. And he just lost his best map. T9 was his best map and he lost it. So let's see if he can do it, because, well, Rapha did it a little bit earlier in the semi-finals versus Cypher, who people considered to actually be one of the favorites going into the tournament. You would normally, if you ran like a vote, you would probably pick, Cypher would have had the most votes to come first, I imagine. After Cypher, it probably would have been Rapha, and then maybe Kula and Aveg tied up as well. So it's a real tough game here.
You can see Kula there just looking like he maybe wants a little bit of a break, I think. But
well, I don't think he's going to get a break this time.
I don't
round.
either. Me either. I think they're going to keep him sat down. And, you know, Kula, like you said, he's got such a hard task now. Those 2 games have been close and probably taken a lot of energy out of both of these players. And if Kula's going to win this match, he's kind of in this for the long haul now. He has to win 3 in a row, which means keeping that concentration up for at least another full 30 minutes, and that's without any overtimes. But we are going to get underway here on DM13, the 3rd and what could be the final map if Rapha wins it in the Intel Extreme Masters Global World Championship Finals for QuakeLive. And of course, Rapha 2-0 up.
And this is DM13, there's a red and a mega, but already the first fight comes out, and Kula, he didn't even win that fight. He just destroyed Rapha. Look how much health he's got left after the battle, 160, and he is going to be, hopefully for him, controlling the map a lot. Now, he doesn't have a lightning gun, and that's the most important weapon at the top of here. He has a plasma gun, which is slightly weaker because it's easier for your opponent to dodge, since it has a travel over time effect to it. As a lightning gun, it's instant, but a lightning gun, it has a limited range. But still a very important item to take to the top of the map, as Mega is about to respawn for Kula. And if this is the first time you've seen QuakeLive, by the way, we have slightly lowered the graphics just so that we spectators can easily see what's going to happen. Normally it's a little bit higher, but look at this. That was a big, I mean, that's how important the LG was. Kula didn't have a lightning gun, and Rapha took advantage of it.
I think that was a mistake there from Kula. I mean, the rocket jump was.
I don't think he needed to be up there with only rocket and plasma. I think he should have made his way into LG and then backed into the center of the map from where Rapha was kind of camping, and then just trying to take a fight. Because if you go LG versus LG, normally the player with the most health and armor should win.
Red armor for Rapha, of course. The 100 extra from that will help him here to control this middle map, and you can see that Kula at the minute is having to fight from these 2 yellow armors, which he may even be cut off now from this upper one. He certainly will. And he comes there again, that plasma. Absolutely crazy there. And that could have gotten Kula his 2nd kill, and the plasma's been so effective. Rapha in trouble. Kula's going to chase down. Well, he will finish off with the rockets.
Kula played that one perfectly, and if you're curious, the plasma gun does the most damage per second overall if everything connects. Every single plasma ball will do 20 damage, so if you do get to hit it, it's the most powerful gun in game, but it's very hard to do so based on how sometimes easy it is to dodge. Nice play from Kula to get himself a yellow, and that's just really impressive stuff here. Rapha having a real hard time. There comes an LG versus Rocket fight, and Kula wins it, and he's only got 8 health, and there he goes. He finds the 50 health before going through the teleporter, and the man from Russia is going to go a 3-0 lead, and he feels good right now. But look, once again, he's out of rocket, so his weapon management isn't as strong as it should be. So let's see if he can change that. And just looking at his statistics, he's actually hit a 56% rocket launcher, a 29% LG, but look at that plasma gun. A 28% plasma gun is absolutely crazy. It's normally hard to hit a 20%, you know, but a 28%, that's as good as an LG. And so that's a brilliant accuracy right now for the plasma gun.
Kula again will take this middle map position. Not 100% sure where Rapha is, but you know he took that middle yellow just a few seconds ago, and Kula decides not to take that fight, and that could hurt him here. He's been pushed off position. You can see that Rapha has just jumped away from that mega health spawn that he's picked up, and he's got red. So all of a sudden, this game But with Rapha now at 200, he's going to maybe turn on its head.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to see how the map goes back and forth in items for either player, because they're so good at like pulling the other one out of position when they feel like they should be pressuring the less health and armored player to get a kill. So they really are, that's like such a strength that they both really share, and which is why you could just see now, even though Rapha takes the red, he gets rocketed, and Cooler pulls Rapha out of position to win the Mega. And now Rapha is going to have no Mega to his name. He's a little bit low on the armor, considering Cooler hasn't taken much damage. So Cooler actually has 100 armor as well, but he has 180 health. So he's slightly favored for the next fight if they meet here, which they are.
And that's the kind of set-up position there to catch your opponent as he comes out from that upper yellow, but he didn't expect that one, I think, Rapha. And as he comes around, he's done damage onto Cooler, manages to dodge quite a lot of those rockets, and does get down to that red armor. Now, of course, the next item in play is the Mega. In comes Rapha. Oh, and actually he tried to fire it up towards the rocket jump exit that he thought Cooler was going to take, and now they're going at it with the LGs. And, well, it's Rapha that has to back away, and he's got away healthier there than Cooler did.
Do you know why Cooler won that situation? Because when Cooler got the Mega, he actually had 0 rockets. But, oh, wow. Rapha comes in and picks up a clean kill with a 1 rocket shot. There's a conversion. He finds and he chases and gets it and brings us to a 1-point game. And, that's brilliant play from Rapha. And there comes the Mega Spawn. Cooler takes it, but doesn't get the kill. And what's important, though, where Rapha is right now, look at his health. He needs armor. And Cooler, when you spawn, you have 125 health. So Cooler knows that he can push Rapha off and get back in the lead. Rapha, very well done to pick up the 50. But Cooler got himself the 100 armor. So they're actually very even now. They're both at 100 health, 100 armor. The Mega fight will be a really crucial fight in the next 5 seconds if they want to go for it. But I think Cooler might just take it easily now because Rapha wants armor.
Well, there is the Mega health pickup. Rapha knows that it's gone, and he also had a little bit of a look down towards red armor earlier, so he should know, I think, roughly when that spawns. Yeah, he will do, and he will collect that as well. It's 4 minutes remaining. The score all tied up here at 3-3. And of course, second place in the American Championships for Rapha, looking to move off that second place again and get back up to his usual first place that we've seen him at pretty much every other
Cooler's
single
doing
event.
a trap. He's trying to trap Rapha there. But what was interesting about that moment is Rapha was up by the top corridor. If Cooler heard Rapha jump to the rocket launcher, he would have pulled LG out and then caught him. And again, I say the LG fights, more health and armor, you should win. Great couple of rockets from Rapha. But Cooler's definitely feeling like he's confident to take the next frag. But Cooler needs the armor, and armor is easier to get on this map. Just jumps over Rapha. Rapha trying to deny this yellow. Cooler will take it. And now he hasn't got problems, but he could find himself with a problem if he lets Cooler take the next red. Because the red armor would put Cooler in such a good position to take any fight. And Cooler did get the red, so Rapha's going to have to play very carefully.
First rocket was good from Rapha, but you can see Cooler's LG definitely hitting the higher percentage. And that's going to be a main factor. So while he backs away, and there was a rocket jump up there from Cooler. Rapha hitting him a bit with the LG, and he's going to keep the pressure up, and surely Cooler will be low. Yeah, all his armor's gone, and is Rapha going to try and seal him off? He'll probably just try and hold this middle area now so he can get back in on the red armor. There's rockets and LG, but who's going to come out on top? Rapha just using that pole, and he's lost out.
Yeah, Cooler won that so badly because he was fighting for the red. He pushed Rapha away, got the red armor, and that's what he needed. Cooler played amazingly as well before because instead of rocket jumping up to the yellow, he actually walked around to make sure he had enough health for the next fight. So he's really done well with his health and armor management, and he just won the red. So, and the Mega. This red, if Cooler takes it, he's at that 200-200. But when you take the red on the map, you'll put yourself in a bad position because you're at the lower of the map, and your opponent can ambush you with rockets, and that's exactly what Rapha does. So let's switch over to Cooler, and you can now see he will try and take a fight. He doesn't need to because it's obviously like, you know, he can just keep running the map. But while he's in advantage, he wants to take a fight, and he will have to find his opponent at the advantage points on the map, which is here at a high ground. Nice plasma gun work. I think Cooler's going to go with LG. This could be bad for Rapha. He's wasted a lot of health and armor, and Cooler will not only push him away and destroying his armor stack, he's going to take the 2 big power-ups. So Rapha could be losing the first map of the tournament based on what Cooler does in the next fight.
1 minute and 30 remaining. Still, of course, we all are tied, but like Jay said, Cooler right now is looking very, very healthy moving into this last 1.5 minutes. So let's see what Cooler does next. Looks like he'll try and hold that middle ground and try and seal Rapha off. And you can see that first rocket very, very nice as we do see the rocket jump up from Rapha. Cooler will drop down onto the red armor. Can Rapha do the damage on the exit? No, he got out pretty much cleanly.
Jump through the teleporter to dodge the incoming rocket from above. Brilliant play from Cooler, but what an amazing play from Rapha. When he hit the first rocket, he felt it did so much damage that he actually then took over control on health and armor. But what he didn't have was position, so he rocket jumped out to the center and started an LG fight that Cooler lost, and Cooler actually had to duck and dive, get out of the fight, get the red armor, and restack up. So Rapha, with almost no advantage, pulled himself, you know, almost into a winning position here. So Cooler's still having a very tough time.
Just sitting back. He knows in 30 seconds to go that even if it hits an overtime, then he's the man with the advantage. Good rocket back from Rapha, but again, Cooler's on the mega health and he's on the redder.
Oh, this is a good move, but it can be risky, and it did pay off. That's a big payoff here. Cooler doesn't need to take the red. What he can do is just camp. He can camp the top armors, and look at this. Instead of just taking the armor he wanted, he was trying to deny the yellow. Great play from Rapha though, because Rapha spammed the grenades one side, came back the other, and look at this, a 3-3 score. We're going into overtime, 120 seconds added, and this is the first overtime of the grand finals. And they're going to have to play the whole 2 minutes out. First frag won't get you the win, so we've just got an extension. And Cooler extends his health there as well by picking up the mega.
Red armor is the next power up in play. Let's see where Rapha is. He's actually got a full 200 armor, so the mega health would definitely benefit him more here than that red armor, but it's not up for a good 20 seconds. There's more rockets down from Rapha. Cooler getting away, I'm guessing pretty unscathed from that little fight.
I would like to see Cooler put another move in where he catches Rapha off guard, because right now Rapha has had always position on the map. When it comes to fight, Rapha won't be wanting to take this much longer because he knew that Cooler had the 50 health available to him. So good decision to leave there by Rapha. There's the 100 health pickup. And once again, look, he's in position. He's got high ground on the map, but he doesn't have the advantage in health and armor. But he doesn't want it. He seems to always play position. And that's been a credit to where he is right now in the tournament. Nice rocket from Cooler. And sometimes it doesn't matter what position you have. If you lose health and armor like you are now, the opponent can run over you. And this is a good play from Cooler, and this could be the frag that he needs. And Rapha, brilliant movement there, walking all the way through backwards on the map to get away, but he messed up a rocket jump, and that really has hurt his health and armor stack here. He shouldn't have had to rocket jump twice to get the yellow. I think Cooler is looking to win this map, but we'll have to see. I think Rapha will want to force a double overtime.
A little bit of LG work there from Rapha, but yeah, that is Rapha's pretty much only hope now, is to set up that second overtime and hope he can break Cooler's control there. 20 seconds to go in this overtime.
Look at this.
This is the final.
He won't even walk out in the center. I'm sure it's pretty much suicidal. I wouldn't be out here anyway, but he's actually risked it. And he's on the red, but yeah, teleporter. So he does force a second overtime, but still 100 health, 100 armor is nothing when you look at Cooler's 200, 200. But what Cooler needs to do is just find his opponent, and he's having such a hard time, I wouldn't say finding him, but trapping him. Mega's available for Cooler as well, but he knows where he is. He should just rocket jump up. Or rocket jump up to the top yellow, something where he can take an item away that Rapha needs. And top yellow's available. Rapha waits for it, and great play from Rapha to camp up there. That was a good move, and he's won this fight actually. Cooler will be pushed away, but Cooler can take another red. But now he has no mega armor, mega health to fight with, so Rapha's played really well. I think Cooler, I would have pushed there as well. So I think Cooler just played better defensively than, Rapha played better defensively than Cooler played offensively.
Well, they've just exchanged positions, and look at that for a rocket from Rapha. He's going to follow in here with the LG, and he will pick up the kill. We've got 1 minute remaining here in this second overtime, but yeah, his health is low. And Cooler has actually, of course, got the time on the mega, and that's going to be horrible there for Rapha, just dropping down, but didn't work out too badly for him because this yellow armor will spawn, and also the 25s are both up inside of that yellow armor room. So the question is now,
40 seconds left.
Who's going to win this next red armor?
Yeah.
It is up on its platform.
40 seconds left, now 35. Cooler needs to find Rapha. Rapha is just trying to get to top yellow. That's going to be a mistake. Cooler needs to hit the rocket shot. Here it comes. Oh, it does hit. And Cooler brings us to a tied game. And he gets the mega health. And Rapha was caught out of position. Now here comes a fight. And Cooler hits an air rocket. And Rapha craters from the fall damage. And Cooler takes us into the lead with only 10 seconds to go. He's got a health and armor. Rapha says good game. He knows it's over. And this finals is not over yet because we're going into the fourth map as we finish the third one. And Cooler makes the score 2-1 in this best of 5. First of 3 will win it. Cooler denies Rapha the chance to call himself a world champion so far and also take that $10,000 home. And well, that was Rapha's map. And now we're going to be moving into DM6, which is Cooler's map. And that's where we are here at the Grand Finals in the Inter Extreme Masters. And we're moving in to map 4, Rapha versus Cooler.
Yeah, and we've got Cooler here off the spawn, and he was just moving in there, and he heard that mega health being picked up, so we'll back away to the red armor. That's going to annoy him.
Well, it might not, like, destroy his game. In fact, it just gave him the best play so far in the first few moments, because instead of getting the railgun, because he missed the rocket jump, he went to bridge, spammed rocket, and stopped Rapha getting the rocket launcher and actually laid a lot of damage on Rapha. Rapha only has 95 health and 0 armor. Cooler has 200 points of power-ups more to play with. If he gets Mega, he's then got 300 power-ups more. But obviously now Rapha's got that yellow armor. It's a 250 difference between the players. So it's still hugely in favor of Cooler. He really should look to capitalize on this and move in for a frag. He has to go aggressive after the next red armor.
Next red armor is going to go now to Cooler, and you can see that rocket jump up, and he's moving quickly here, looking for Rapha.
Nice
he will
shot.
land the first rail, misses the second, and actually Rapha's dropped away there towards that health. It's just down on the floor. There's a 25 HP bubble there, and that's exactly what Rapha wanted. Cooler drops for Mega. Doesn't know where Rapha is. There is Rapha, and of course Rapha, I think, still not even got the rocket launcher. No, he doesn't. Can't rocket jump himself out.
Cooler should rocket jump up after the red and stop Rapha getting that rocket launcher, and also just look for those railgun shots, because Rapha doesn't have a rocket launcher or a railgun, and they're the two weapons you need to use to come back. You either camp and set up traps with the rocket launcher, or you play a long distance game with the railgun and try and out-aim your opponent. If you don't have those two weapons, you've only got the lightning gun. And if you use the lightning gun, you are guaranteed that your opponent will be doing damage back to you. It's a weapon where if you're doing damage, you're taking damage. So you need to have a heavier stack. Now Rapha, you see, doesn't have a railgun, and he's not able to fight back in those situations. And Cooler just hitting that one shot will actually kind of give him a little bit more advantage. And Rapha did just pick up a rocket launcher, so he could, and a railgun, but Cooler hit the railgun shot as Rapha was jumping to it, so he was aware of Rapha wanting to pick up all the weapons. Brilliant play here. Nice rocket jump up, and he might go in for the chase, but he needs to get the Mega.
There was Rapha. Rapha moving lightning pace over towards this yellow armor. Cooler will take a peek, misses the shot, and Rapha will hit him once.
You know what? Cooler's railgun doesn't look as strong as he would like it to be. It's a little bit off right now. Rapha only just picked up a railgun, and he's already used it slightly better. So Cooler's hit some nice shots, but they haven't been the important shots. Had he have hit the railgun shot a couple more over at the pillars, he really would have got himself the first frag. So his railgun aim has slightly let him down.
It's Cooler again, moving in for that mega health. No challenge from Rapha, who of course doesn't have the health and armor to stick around and really hope for one of these power-ups to come up. And yeah, next time that Red and Mega are up, they've got a 5-second difference between them. So maybe Rapha can wedge himself between, but here comes Cooler looking for the first kill of this map, and he will find it down by the shards. And well, now actually just wait out here for this armor, which could be interesting.
Yeah, Rapha's going to attack though. He's got an LG and 50 armor. He's going to push, but he's too late. And I think that Cooler will now be able to win the Mega as well. He's going to have a good stand on it. There's the pickup. Here comes almost the kill. And Rapha runs out of LG ammo. Because he used a lot of it over at the RA, and he wasn't able to finish off the fight. But good play from Cooler to stay true and actually push in on that Mega with just a rocket launcher, because that was a very hard thing to do. So he really kind of had to extend himself. But by doing so, by extending himself so much, he's actually lost health and armor control, if you can call it that. Right now, Rapha has more health and armor than Cooler.
And that's a great first rocket from Rapha, looking for more. The Mega Health up on his platform. Cooler will look for the rail, and Rapha will actually make it to bring his first kill of this map. And he's like, thanks for the railgun. I'm not going to leave it around like Alec did yesterday.
There comes the red armor. Cooler picks it up, rocket jumps away, and Rapha doesn't land the railgun shot. And that's really kind of classic DM6 stuff, by the way. It's like, if you're going to die, you need to do as much damage as possible, so you could maybe take control from spawning with 125 health. And that's what happened. That's how Rapha got back in control. He's been knocked out of control a little bit here, as he does have all the items he needs, but he doesn't have the armor. There comes 100 pickup from the red, but he's given away Mega. So I would basically say that Cooler would have had it been in control, but now Rapha denied the yellow. He's probably going to try and deny the railgun, because Cooler doesn't have it. I would say that Rapha's still in control, but he's got to be very careful here, because Cooler has position on the red, and whoever picks up this red is going to be have a huge advantage.
Here comes Rapha with the LG, just backing out of range. Cooler now does have that railgun, and that will send Rapha packing towards the yellow armor. He knows that he's going to need it if he's to take anything towards this Mega. And actually, he's not even anywhere near in time. As he peeks over, I think he just saw the back end of Cooler moving away.
Yeah. Really nice play by Cooler on the red. He hid himself behind the stairs as long as possible so he could take it without taking any damage. But now we see Rapha take position, and he's in so many rockets, but finally Cooler replies with a railgun shot to send Rapha away. There comes another railgun shot, and those are two of the most important railgun shots so far in this game. That's really kept Rapha out of the Mega, because now Cooler will be able to take the Mega, and I think he's going to rush. I think he's going to rush red armor, and I think Rapha will be pushed off. Here comes the rush. Rapha gets the red, and Cooler was a little bit late there. A brilliant shot from Rapha, going to the shotgun. Very unconventional weapon use, but how superb was it? I mean, he knew that he couldn't take any other weapon, really, so a shotgun was a fantastic choice for the mid-range fight.
Now Rapha moving again over towards this red armor. There is Cooler, both players going at it with the LG, and again, simple fact of more health and armor for Rapha, who will now collect that red armor. Mega health up in just a couple of seconds, and he could really do without losing out on this, which he will.
That's hugely, such a big mistake, I think, from Rapha. I really think he could have challenged for the Mega. By doing so, he's given Cooler a big possibility to take the red armor. If Cooler gets the red armor, Rapha's in trouble, but Rapha has more weapons, so there's a good chance that he can use his weaponry, which he's doing now. As you can see, he's taking those long-range fights, but what was important for Cooler is Rapha missed. Rapha missed all those railguns, so Cooler's very happy. If he gets Mega, he'll probably try and take a railgun and then back into RA and start keeping his control. Here comes the Mega, and he's already picked it up. And he won't be able to go to railgun now, so we'll see him take red.
And he spans down here from Rapha. That red armor is on his platform. Again, he hits a good few rockets, but there's a great one from underneath by Cooler. And again, Rapha will have to back up. Oh, he's hit a grenade there. I'm not sure how much damage that did.
Let's switch over to Cooler. As you can see, he's actually just below Rapha trying to set up a trap. Rapha, very careful. You know, kids, you know, when you cross the road, you've got to look before you go. So Rapha taking that tactic into effect and keeping him alive.
But he got hit by a car.
He didn't get hit by a car.
He did.
Oh, did it? Oh,
down.
All right, then. So Cooler lost out, I think, just moments ago on red. So Rapha's done a good job. Rapha's actually now taken a yellow, so Cooler's going to be in trouble. I'm not sure if the rocket jump was a good idea. That's really hurt Cooler, because he's got 16 armor until the next red. But the problem he has, Cooler, is that he thought that yellow armor wasn't taken yet, and now he's lost position on the red. Rapha's taken the red. Mega's not spawning for 3 seconds. I don't know if Rapha knows, and Cooler's down there. Cooler did take it and get away, so he's very lucky. But he's been denied that yellow armor twice, so Cooler has 0 armor. He only has health, and that's not enough to take on Rapha. And he's got 1 minute 25 to get a red armor and get a kill. He's positioned himself to defend it. Good rocket from Rapha, and he's definitely in control here. There comes the kill.
Great.
And that was Cooler's mistake. I don't know why he would have rocket jumped up to the yellow. Obviously, he thought he could have got there in time, but he mistimed one item, and it wasn't even the important item, and it could lose him the game. That's how important timing is.
There's another mega health going out to Rapha, who's now going to move over towards his position at that red armor where Cooler is waiting with a plasma. Rapha will pick up another frag. We've got 1 minute, and Rapha now will be looking to hold on to this one as he jets over towards that yellow armor. He knows that Cooler's there. There's a bit of damage output. Rocket jump up towards the rocket launcher to deny that. And again, Cooler not going to take that chance. And 40 seconds, all Rapha needs to do
is run down the clock. Yeah, run down the clock, stay in a good advantage fights positions where you always have the advantage over your opponent. He's even got himself a red armor, so he's really heavily stacked. And I don't know if this is going to be possible for Cooler. He'd have to have a miracle to come back in there. I think Rapha's done enough work to be called world champion, and we'll find out in a few seconds.
Here we see Cooler actually pushing in for the kill. He's got to go for this one, otherwise it's all over. Drops the rocket down. It was only a bit of splash damage that hit though, and we've got now 5 seconds to go. Cooler being thrown off with that rocket. 2 seconds left. He will get the frag, but it will end 5-3, and Rapha is the champion of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 4 here for QuakeLive. What a fantastic game we saw there. And we know Rapha getting up to 2-0. Cooler bringing us back in a thrilling game with 2 overtimes, and then Rapha on DM6 wins it, to be fair, by the skin of his teeth.
He did indeed, but one thing you've got to credit Rapha for is he hardly made mistakes. He played off the mistakes of his opponent, and it wasn't like it was, you know, it's not like it's, as a professional player, it's very hard to make mistakes anyway, so your opponent just has to play so good to force you to make mistakes. And that one moment there from Cooler, rocket jumping up to yellow armor after Rapha had picked it up, and he was trying to extend himself to take a lead. He was like, if I do this and it pays off, it's a big payoff. But he never, I don't think, expected it to work against him that big, because, you know, that's the item, that's like the secondary item on the map. That's like, if you're in defense, you take it. If you can control it when you're in control, you're obviously going to be dominating. But he mistimed it, and you mistime as such what you consider an unimportant item. It actually turned out the most important item of the tournament to miss time here, because it lost Cooler the title. But certainly Rapha definitely earned it with a very strong showing over not even 3 maps, over 4 maps, but particularly the first 2. So he really deserves that title.
Yep, and of course in just a little while here we'll be handing the checks out, and also a huge trophy to Rapha, who of course is the first Intel Extreme Masters champion in the Quake series. Obviously, for QuakeLive was the first time here that we've had some Quake in the Intel Extreme Masters. But for now, we're going to be going over to a quick video. When we come back, it's the prize ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now coming to the winner's ceremony of QuakeLive tournament. The best 12 players of the world fought since Tuesday here in Hannover for the crown and the new championship title in QuakeLive from the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Today we saw the last 4 of them competing to each other and trying to reach the final. Only 2 of them make their way. Unfortunately, there can only be 1 winner, and in a few seconds they will deserve their prize money for their hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a big applause for the winners of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship in the QuakeLive tournament. We also want to welcome the marketing manager, Gaming Intel Europe and Middle East, Holly Kreie. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd place of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 4 QuakeLive tournament, the bronze medal, and $1,600 goes to Maciej Ave Kruszkowski from Poland! There comes the check. You have to know he's a personal friend of Carmack. And we're going on with the 2nd place, the silver medal $4,000 prize money goes to Anton Kulu, a singer from Russia! And now we are coming to the new champion. The first place, the gold medal, and the title of the new Intel Extreme Masters QuakeLive champion goes to Shane Rapha Hendrickson from the United States of America. He also gets a check of a $10,000 prize money, and of course, he gets the Intel Extreme Masters QuakeLive trophy.
And this is the moment.
This is the moment to take some pictures. Applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the top three.